What is going on, Babs?
I won't pick him up. I'm not picking him up, that's why he's mad. Yeah. I know. I see those little black eyes staring at me. No, Bubba Dubba.
What's wrong, Babs?
You're filming me and I'm sad.
It's not that bad. You've got a blanket.
I need food. Nobody's feeding me. Nobody wants to give me food. Bubba.
You don't have to be held right now.
Yes, I do. Bubba. Oh, Bubba.
Oh, Babs. Hello. So here we are at the beginning of the year. Today is January 2nd. No. Let me look at my calendar. Today is January 3rd. Today is January 3rd. It's that time of year to where we all start thinking about what we can do better this year rather than last year. And one of the things that we are doing is taking a look at the way we eat, taking a look at some of those things. For the last several years, probably about the last decade, we've really taken measures to constantly increase our health, looking at the things we eat, things like that. For some reason, every year, round about Halloween, when candy starts coming out, which is one of my personal favorite things, and by we I mean mostly me, falls off the wagon into a bunch of sugar and carbs, and I don't come back out again until the new year. And somehow I feel like that when I really get off track, the family really gets off track. So one thing I really try to do to help take care of the family is to really be encouraging and watch what we eat, make sure good shopping is done, good research is done. So here we are, January 3rd, New Year's resolution time, trying to, once again, take a good look at everything. So I have gone through our cabinets, our refrigerator, all of our spices and everything, with the aid of an app called Yuka, Y-U-K-A. I actually learned about this app by word of mouth from a lady who was telling me about it. We just got into a conversation about food and health things and stuff like that, and she told me about Yuka and how it had really changed everything. So I'll show you a little bit more about Yuka later. But basically it allows you to scan the barcodes on products and it'll tell you what's in them, has scientific research behind what's in them and things like that. So at the stage we are at right now, being so early in the year, I call this the detox period because we're coming down off of a lot of things. We've got a lot of sugar, carbs, toxins in our system. So right now we're just trying to weed some of that down and start the process of just kind of like detoxing. So step one for us in particular is I wasn't so much worried about, at this part, carbs, or as long as it's not ridiculous, I wasn't really worried about sugar, fat, salt, anything like that at this point. Right now, what I really wanted to find out was what was hazardous, had actual hazardous material, actual, hazardous things in them And Yuka was really great for that because it allowed me to learn about the objects, read each one, make my decisions on what I thought, read the various information, rather than just, I always say do your own research, rather than just being like somebody going, oh, that's bad for you, and you go, oh, that's bad for me. No. So, what I found though was really, really surprising. I'm going to turn this around and show you just, now first of all, we purposely let our cabinets dwindle down to just a few things. So I didn't have a ton to clean out. But let me show you what I found amongst our food. Everything I'm fixing to show you either has verified something something hazardous in it, or its origins of what's actually in it is completely unknown. And it has this little message on the side that says, if you want to know what's in this, contact our company. So I personally decided to go ahead and get rid of those things because, yeah, at this point, if I don't know what's in it, I don't really want to eat it. So here we go. So, as you can see, some of your average stuff, yeah, we let ourselves get off a little bit. Everything from cookies. I was surprised this tea has unknown items in it. I got rid of some of these spices because they were unknown. Cereals, mayonnaise, average stuff, certain types of pickles. Didn't have to get rid of all of our pickles. It's really, I'm going to have to find something for this because how am I going to replace that? But that'll come later. Some of these, no surprise. Got your buns. I was really surprised that cream of wheat has something hazardous in it. So, I won't give you tons and tons of examples, but one example of the information that I pulled up from Yuka in scanning. An item that I found in a ton of these items that I just showed you was disodium diphosphate. If I said that wrong, just give me some grace. So it's a texturizing agent. It can increase the risk of cardiovascular disease. It affects the kidneys negatively, can disrupt metabolism, bone mineralization, all kinds of stuff. So again, me personally, the reason I pulled these particular items was because of something hazardous in them. So that's what we're going to get rid of, find alternatives to. Now, not everything was bad. Like there was lots of stuff that we were able to keep that, you know, there were cereals we were able to keep. So there was like oatmeals we were able to keep, chips and stuff that were just fine. These were mostly okay. It did have some moderate risk, but I decided to. So it's not like we had to get rid of just everything. You know, there was a surprising amount of like pickles we were able to keep. The bread and butter pickles were just fine. The relish was just fine. We had some condiments. Soy sauce at this point was just fine. Our mustards and stuff, ketchup. Now, something we decided to keep, this right here. So our Jimmy Dean sausage, this right here, has something hazardous in it. But we went ahead and decided I'm going to de-thaw it, cook it. It did not make the pitch pile of what's going into the trash. Another one that really breaks my heart. I mean, like, really, really is hard. That has something hazard in it that we're going to have to give up and use something else. We don't do it all the time, but when we really want a treat, you know, something that's going to go on our coffee, this is what we put in it. It's not good. So I'm going to go ahead and finish that off, and that's something that's going to have to get pitched and find a alternative for. So, but I was really surprised. The biggest thing that I was surprised about is, well, it's one thing, let's say you're eating one item, but we haven't exactly been feeling just the absolute most fantastic here lately. And the point is, you know, when you combine all those items together and think about how many toxins we're eating in a single day. No wonder we haven't been feeling the best. So this is step one of moving forward. Like I said, I've never looked forward to this detox period because we got quite a bit, you know, we're not even talking about the sugar content and the other things right now. Right now it's just removing hazardous materials. Wish us luck. We're going to need it, especially as we start to look for alternatives of some of the more surprising things. So interested to see where this goes as we follow this journey. Well, if you have any suggestions for any apps that may help, feel free to share. Yuka has been a great place for us to start. We're just getting started. So, you know, that's a great place to start. Another thing, Yuka does not rate all natural things like fruits and vegetables. As we move forward, we'll talk about ways that we can look at some things like that. Welcome to 2023.